Hello and welcome to the FilmBunker Podcast. My name is Nick, and today I'm joined by 4 best friends, or are they fiends? I'm not too sure. How are we all doing today?
Excellent.
Good.
I've been called fiend before.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Usually with an adjective in front of it. I don't want to repeat on demand radio.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. So we're going to talk about some news. I am devoid of everything this week. I don't remember anything that happened, and I don't remember if I've seen anything. So, Karen, why don't you find something to talk about?
In the Infinity War 2 Endgame trailer dropped.
Yeah, true.
So that's pretty big news.
Yeah.
People have been waiting for that news for a while. And then it came and everyone was like, okay.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested to see, like, what the structure of the film's going to be. Like, is it going to... We've obviously got the 50% of all life is gone. How long is that little thread going to stick around? Like, is it going to be kind of the entire movie and then it's solved by the end of it? Is it going to be, like, halfway through and then they've just got to do some Thanos shit? I don't know. I'd be interested to see what it will be like.
I'm hoping it's halfway through.
Yeah.
It's going to be a time travel movie.
Yeah.
There will be some, yeah. I would assume.
Which I'm interested to see, like, how they're going to use that as well. Like, what purpose is it going to serve for Ant-Man to be using time travel? Like, what is it going to do for them exactly?
I think it'll be interesting because they've also used it to... They've built a set for the camp that Captain America used to be in. So they're going to go back to the 40s and people are thinking Peggy's going to be in it because in the trailer he looks at Peggy. Mm-hmm. So that might be interesting. I think it will open up those characters as well. And I think it makes sense as a farewell to the old guard if they go back and be like, remember all this? And I think it would actually be quite good and it's a good way to take it. And it would be easy enough to find, I think, a plot thread to do it.
Yeah, some people are thinking that he's going to stay back in time, but I don't really see that happening.
Who, Ant-Man?
No, Cap. Yeah, that he goes back to the 40s and then ends up staying there. Yeah, I don't. That kind of changes the whole timeline. So.
I don't see.
Yeah.
I reckon. Yeah, maybe they'll do something cute, like the whole. I can't remember what movie. I think it was Age of Ultron, where he was hallucinating and Peggy was like, "What would you like to dance?" And like some kind of scene like
Could
that.
be just a flashback.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Cap because we know that he's done. Like he's not Chris Evans hasn't renewed, and so that's his last film. Are they going to kill him off? Are they going to kind of and do like some cute he's with Peggy now or something, or are they going to like retire him? I don't really know how they can go about
He makes it out of the whole movie okay. They beat Thanos, and then he gets hit by a bus.
Or he gets
skydiving accident.
Yeah, or like in the comics where he just gets shot.
Possibly. They could use that as like a cliffhanger sort of. I don't know who shoots him in the comics, but
It's like a whole thing. It's complicated. Magic bullet. It's weird.
Bucky takes the mantle.
I think that will be interesting because at the end of Infinity War, despite everyone being like, oh, I'm shocked, you do know that Black Panther made a hell of a lot of money and they're not going to kill him off. So, and you know that Spider-Man has a sequel coming out right after. Yeah. So you know all that. In this, the stakes are real, in a sense. Whoever dies at the end of Endgame is dead. So I think that they have a lot more of an ability to pack an emotional punch. And they did pack an emotional punch at the end of the last one, but this one can be lasting. So and I think that because Infinity War was so good, it's going to be hard for them to follow up. Definitely.
I think they're eventually just going to recast Captain America.
I think, a lot of people want Bucky to take the mantle. I wish they just left it. If he leaves, he leaves.
I think they'll
get some other characters in.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of comic book characters they can use. Like, Captain America's always been sort of vanilla, so why not, like, I don't know, do something a little bit more exciting, different.
They'll do a TV show for that new Disney platform at some point.
Well, they're doing a Falcon and Bucky one.
Okay.
Are they?
Interesting.
With the actual two?
Yep.
Wow.
Well, maybe that's what's going to lead into whatever happens next for Captain America.
I think that those TV shows are going to be very interesting because we've seen Marvel on TV before now. We've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which when it was linked with the movies, it was a lot more successful. But then the TV division and the film division went, no, we don't actually want to touch anymore. So that kind of, I stopped watching it in season 3, but I know a lot of people who kept watching it said that it felt like more of a part of the universe when it did have those links to the movies, and then they just kind of severed it and it became something else.
Apparently, I heard that the film corporation wasn't, like you said, communicating to the point where I think they were mid-season, and Winter Soldier came out, and they were like, "Oh fuck, Shield's been Hydra the whole time. Our show is called Agents of Shield." What? And then I think they were fucked. Like, they had to kind of quickly.
No, I'm pretty sure that one was planned. I feel.
If it wasn't planned, it saved the show.
Yeah, because that change actually saved the show, because the show was garbage the first half of that season.
Yeah.
Until Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
When Winter Soldier happened, that show was saved, and I think that linking in really elevated that show and did show something new in media, where it was this trans-platform thing that the Marvel Cinematic Universe wasn't only in cinema anymore, and that was really exciting. And then Daredevil came out, and that was really exciting because you thought, he's kind of in Hell's Kitchen, and there was links to Avengers a little bit, like they said a few lines about it, but it's still its own thing, but it was still part of the universe. And in Infinity War, people thought that he would have a cameo, and then they were like, no, we can't do that because they'd have to watch so much TV to see it. So for them now to be going back and thinking, actually, it's a good idea to have TV shows that link in with the MCU it's going to be interesting to see how they do it differently.
Yeah. How does it have to be handled to be part of that universe successfully?
Seems like they're going to go characters from the movies into TV, though.
Yeah.
So the thing is, with Daredevil, it'd be character from TV going into the movie.
I still don't see what would have been the problem.
Oh no, they should have had some sort of cameo for the Defenders in general.
Yeah,
when the whole thing was happening in New York.
Just when you say, like, the things, the big ship is up in the sky.
Yeah.
And then you just see, like, Matt Murdock there or something. Just something little, just one line.
Oh yeah.
And that would have suited everyone.
I guess, you just run the risk of ostracizing audience members, and that's probably why it wasn't worth it for them, because there is a lot going on in those movies as it is. You had seen another movie to get this character and stuff like that. So I guess when the universe is getting so big, that's probably why they didn't think it was feasible, because another audience is sitting there going, friggin' hell, who the hell's this guy? And who never returns again, or something like that. Like, it'd be risky, I think.
I think that if it was a cameo done well enough where it was a very little, small cameo, like the size of a Stan Lee cameo, I don't think I think it wouldn't have ostracized the members of the public, because they would have watched it, went, oh, that was a bit okay, but then get back into the action.
Yeah, I think if you went into Infinity War without knowing who any of the Defenders were, you would be confused no matter what was happening.
Yeah.
You'd at least know what they looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone at least knows what they look like.
And then you might want them to get more involved in the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, it's a slippery slope, really, with it. And, like I said, Marvel TV, they've cut them all out now. Daredevil's been cancelled.
Yeah.
Which is another piece of news, I think.
Yeah.
Daredevil's gone.
It's devastated. I'm hoping this is it's gone from Netflix.
Oh no, they've actually said.
It's 100%
No.
Yeah, they're 100%, all of them are 100% just
That
cancelled.
season was so awesome.
And it was really successful as well,
Yeah.
because the creators, Drew Goddard and someone else, said, we were so surprised. Like, it was, I don't know her name, but the female creator was saying that she was really surprised because she was called in for a meeting with Netflix, and they were joking on the way into the meeting going, oh, we're in trouble, something bad's gonna happen. And they were halfway through writing season 4 and everything was good, and then Netflix went, nope, cancelled, sorry. No explanation or nothing.
Oh, Disney had a hand in it.
Yeah, you imagine there to be something.
What the hell? Why though?
Because
Just so that the content wasn't on other platforms, even if they weren't going to have it, they just wouldn't want it there.
Yeah.
They're going to try and streamline everything onto that Disney thing, and even they wouldn't even want to have their own content running on another service, even if it was already, pre-established.
It makes sense, but I'm
It
angry
just
at
sucks.
Disney.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
sucks. Yeah.
So Yeah.
Especially if they don't pick it up, because apparently Charlie Cox has said he'd be happy to do another season. Like, he'd be happy to go back to Daredevil. So
It could be a case of they're saying, no, it's not going on Disney streaming, waiting for the outrage, and then when people like Brooklyn Nine-Nine get so outraged, they go, we'll pick it up then. Maybe they're doing that, but I think that really they have their vision in mind of what they want Disney streaming to be.
Yeah. It doesn't fit the
And it doesn't
criteria.
I mean,
Shit.
that doesn't bode well for those other Marvel shows, though, if they're going to be that Disney-fied. Or the Star Wars Mandalorian show.
Well, what is Loki's one going to be about? If Loki's dead and staying dead?
I'm hoping.
What's there to say?
I'm hoping it's a prequel.
Yeah, but
There's still
About
nothing to
what?
say about him.
yeah, like his bit is kind of done, right? He's like pretending to be good, pretending to be an Asgard. I don't know. What else?
All the convoluted things.
Yeah. He's really done, but he's so popular that they
I
just...
love Tom
Like the
Hiddleston.
character, people
Yeah.
like the actor.
Same with Bucky. Like, people love him. There's so
Yeah.
many fans out there of him. So they're like, we'll do this show. And it's like, does he have much?
I mean, I guess
He's a
Bucky's
plot
got a lot of
device.
he's
That's
got a
all he
lot of
is.
blank time where he's just going to be a killer. But that's kind of it, though, right? Like that he's only just mind controlled for however many years, 50 years.
It
or
would
whatever.
make sense if they're planning on using him more in the films, if they want to like build him up as more of a character, I guess, and give him something to like move forward with. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a
Interesting.
sad day.
I hate Disney. In conclusion.
Yeah. I hate Disney.
Probably should.
But Endgame will be good.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, I hate Disney. I can't see any film now.
Yeah.
They're all going to be getting the Disney platform
Yeah.
when it comes out, so we can all watch the real Lion King. So
Oh, true. That's kind of weird though. The real Lion King, like, what's the fucking point?
I mean the 1993 real Lion King.
Yeah, not the.
Not the real
in inverted
Yeah.
commas.
Sure. Yeah.
I can, yeah.
I got confused myself, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what everyone's saying about that movie. They're like, finally we get to see like a different form of animated lion, like because everyone's like, it's not
it's
real.
Still, yeah,
right?
it's still CGI.
Yeah.
There's
it's
one
just-
guy in like Kansas. He's just like, I've been waiting 73 years for this. Margaret, it's happening. You haven't walked through 3 years, Darren.
But this is it. In 1 year, they're releasing Aladdin, Dumbo, and The Lion King now. They are just printing money
Yeah.
right now. That's all they're doing. They're just going like,
See,
don't
Dumbo
care.
looks okay because
I don't think it will be.
What's his name's doing it?
look, I am Tim Burton.
Tim
I'm
Burton.
just imagining the birds. That's all I'm doing.
They are so gonna be
Yeah,
kind.
they're not in it. Yeah, they are not in it.
Oh, I
wish
can't
they
wait
were.
for there to be a little, not much, but a little bit of internet backlash from certain people. Like, they're ruining the authenticity of the film. Like, you do realise you're racist, scum, right?
No, I think Dumbo is the one that I'm more not excited for, but more willing for. Because if you're going to do these live action reboots, do them of the films that are that old and that aren't actually anyone's favourite. That may be wrong, but I've never heard anyone say, yeah, Dumbo is my favourite Disney
It's
film
a
ever.
different era.
So yeah, exactly, it's a different era. They can do different things with it. And the
And
live
there's
action...
humans in it.
Yeah, and the live action part of it actually looks. I think Tim Burton has made it from the trailer look actually quite gorgeous. They made the circus pretty beautiful and mystical and magical.
See, I'd rather they made it really grungy and dark. Get really into Dumbo's psyche.
Noir.
Yeah.
Dumbo.
Dumbo
Just some Cockney guys hitting an elephant with shovels in the rain.
Colin-
Get on the car.
See, Colin Farrell's in it, so I'm happy.
I love Colin Farrell.
Yeah, and Danny DeVito. So how can you be sad?
interesting.
You could just be like, oh, this is all right.
Now I'm just imagining them running an illegal elephant ring. It's hilarious.
It
in my
may,
mind.
look,
You
them
might get your
two-
scene, Matt.
Yeah, you may. Like, them two together, like, alone, will make it worth a ticket price.
There's probably an
me.
episode of It's Almost Sunny where they do smuggle elephants.
Probably.
That could probably
Just go watch
be
that.
Dumbo.
Yeah.
Watch Danny DeVito in that.
Something about starting an illegal circus. Let's see Frank doing that.
It seems like something that would happen.
Anyone else got any news? I'm just trying to think.
We want to talk about Captain Marvel trailer too. It was uneventful, really.
Yeah, it looked fine. Like the last one.
I don't know. It looks like a bit of a CGI fest, which makes me nervous for it.
Yeah, it does.
I think more so than any of the other films that they might be like just overstepping their capabilities a little bit.
They've steered away from heroes that have like energy projectiles, and this is like the first one.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
They've got their confidence,
especially when she's like in binary form, and interesting.
I think that it looks fine, but people going nuts over it. It's like, yeah, I want a female superhero, but
I would agree.
fine.
It looks fine.
Yeah, which is an issue.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't think it's an issue. I think as long as she comes out alright in Avengers, if her movie's just a fine movie, then I'll be happy with it.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of them doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like now there's we're just watching a movie to get ready for the next movie. It's like, I'm sick of that. I want to enjoy the movie.
Momentum is so high with Thor, Ragnarok, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Homecoming, then Infinity War. It's like
so that's what I mean. Like we had a really good run of interesting ones, although I still put Black Panther in the fine. The other ones are all interesting. So if that goes back to fine, it's kind of like it's okay for the one, as long as the next one's picked back up to that momentum.
I think I'm interested to see what she's gonna do, I suppose, because I think that's why the trailer was also not very descriptive or elaborated on the storyline much, and I'm assuming that's why, is because she has some kind of thing that's going to help with the next Infinity War Endgame or something. Like, I'm assuming there's something there because she wasn't in that trailer either, so there's going to be something from this movie that's going to help with the next movie. That's why it's been so vague. Which, again, I kind of resent. That I'm like, oh, what is this, just to set her up so she can fuck some shit up in Endgame?
They could be deliberately being vague as well to keep the character under wraps. And also because people do tend to get quite critical of female heroes. They could be trying to overcompensate with, look how bright and explosive and energetic this movie is going to be, when it could have quite a bit of substance when we get to it.
And also they're probably trying to avoid showing as much Nick Fury as possible.
That's very true.
Because of the de-aging.
Yes.
Which looks great.
It does look incredible,
it looks
I've been impressed.
really good.
What was with the bit at the end of the trailer with the cat?
So apparently the cat's making the same noise as the Skrull does on the bus at the start. So people think it's a Skrull.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Or it could just be a cat, who knows?
It was a very out of character. But yeah, that's not a Fury thing to do. That was weird.
Well, maybe
happening?
Fury's the Skull.
Yeah.
Skrull.
Yeah. No, he's not a Skrull because he pet a kitty.
Yeah, I just took it as like they're saying this is what happened to Nick Fury before whatever it is
World
that made him a
hardened him.
terrible.
No, that's what I thought too. I just thought that it was like, hey, look, a lighter side of Nick Fury. He's petting a cat.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson Pets Cats could be its own film.
Yeah.
I'd watch
You just
that.
have Colin Farrell and
Tony
David
DeVito.
there with an elephant watching. I'm starting to become like impressionist now, but I can make it.
You can
Give
make
me a
it.
budget, Disney. I'll fit your vision.
Didn't we just say we kind of weren't happy with Disney? I don't think they
were listening and have already.
I didn't say anything about Disney. I'm ready. I'm happy to accept Disney's money.
I think they have
happy to accept them as our overlords.
Yeah.
They will control everything one day. I saw a great 2-panel meme of Captain Marvel, and it's Brie Larson in Scott Pilgrim saying I bet she didn't know that Captain Marvel was a vegan, and then the other panel's her in the binary form. So if you haven't seen Scott Pilgrim, you won't get that. But for
those 2 fans of Scott Pilgrim that's listening to us,
2 fans, I'm pretty sure that movie did pretty well.
it did alright.
Yeah, I think it was average.
It was average. It was quite good.
Still a fantastic movie, though.
It is. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on from my meme stuff.
I'd like to see Michael Cera play a Marvel hero. I reckon that would be quite funny. I mean, not good, but funny.
Who would he play?
They could put him
know.
they could put him in some wimpy role of someone that doesn't have very good powers.
He can be the new Iron Man.
Oh dear lord!
Can you just imagine
riots in
the
the
helmet coming off and just his nervous face?
It's like, hey guys.
Hey, I blew up that building.
Oh gosh.
How do I use these rocket boots?
He used a jetpack in Arrested Development. There's like...
Did he?
Yeah. He did. He attacked Tokyo. Little Tokyo. Offended the Japanese businessmen.
So, Matt, you saw Creed 2, was it last week?
Yeah. Yes,
How was that?
It was good. It was what you would expect from a film in the Rocky series. It was well made, well acted, really well acted actually. Michael B. Jordan's fantastic. And,
Stallone, I'm guessing.
yeah, he is, but you know, he's given himself the stuff he can do. He doesn't try to do too much, and what he does, he sort of
He's smart.
yeah, he drops a line, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's a cool thing to say. And,
I think like Rocky's one of those series he actually cares about. So.
yeah, and he does, and like you can tell, and it's got some pretty dramatic scenes. Obviously, like there's a few boxing matches, and they creatively get to where they need like a finale, realizing that they need some to have characters boxing in between and establish who these characters are, and they get through it all right, and it kind of it actually wraps up quite nicely in like sort of like a nice little parallel between the two characters, Stallone and Jordan's, and yeah, it's nice. I'd be happy to watch a third one.
Well, did it have a good Hallmark montage in there? It's a Rocky
training
Hallmark. It's got to have a
montage.
training montage in there somewhere.
Surely, like running.
He does train.
Yeah.
No, they do have a montage. It's not to the sort of
Awesome standards of Rocky.
yeah. It treats it a bit more seriously.
Okay,
It's got a bit more.
Yeah. So it's not all
pathos to it.
America.
Yeah, it's not like it's not
Feeling
like
inspired.
I'm gonna need a montage. No, it's quite. They sort of they treat the sort of the Drago family as like a real threat to Creed and his relationship with Rocky as well. So no, it was quite surprising. It had a bit of everything. Like there's some, there's obviously the boxing drama, but there's like a lot of interpersonal drama, and there's some romance and some comedy. It's got a bit of everything.
How was the wife chick? Can't remember her name right now. But
I don't remember her name either. The actress, she does fine. Like she's good. Like she is good in the role. Her character wants to be a singer, so she does a lot of. Well, she has 2 singing performances that are really quite staged. I don't always like that in a film. Obviously, when you get a musical or something, it's a bit different, but they kind of do just sort of interject. Hey, look, this actress can sing.
right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah,
Because I quite like her, Tessa Thompson.
Tessa
it.
Thompson, that's her name. Yeah, and she does
Yeah.
a fine performance.
I didn't realize Tessa Thompson was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw an image from the new Men in Black today with her, and it's Tessa Thompson, correct?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Chris
and
Hemsworth.
Chris
Chris
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, that'll
I'm
be
when
good.
is that
so
coming
keen
out?
for
I
it.
haven't heard like.
I think it's
other-
next year sometime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I follow Chris Hemsworth on Instagram. Did you hear that, Chris? And he's like posting stuff about it all the time, like on his little story, and like when they were filming in the desert and stuff. And it looks okay.
Yeah.
Like I'd be keen.
I'm hoping it's just fun.
I
yeah,
think it
it
will
should
be.
Yeah.
Men in Black has legs. It can go
Yeah.
like you can always do a new Men in Black
Yeah.
because there'll always be another story to tell. Really.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming with those two, they are going to go more of the funny route because they know that they work off each other quite
Yeah.
well in a comedic
I'm hoping
sense.
they don't make, as long as they don't make Chris Hemsworth like a goofball like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, not
Like,
dumb.
as long as it's like it's comedic, but they're still serious-ish.
Yeah, they've gotta be good
along
at
the
their
s-
jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Along the same lines as like the original,
Yeah.
how Will Smith was fine. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's funny and he gets into some.
He's new
wrong
to it,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's because he's new to it. If this one, no one's new to it, then
Yeah.
they've got to just be like Men in Black 2, where they
Yeah.
both know what they're doing,
Yeah.
but they're still funny.
And
Yeah.
they could interact with some other characters, just sort of civilians and that sort
Yeah.
of stuff, and aliens, and that can be funny. They don't need to like make Chris Hemsworth trip over his own feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or forget to breathe.
Yeah,
That was an actual
so
joke.
dumb.
That was so
in
bad.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember
He
that.
forgot to breathe.
Yeah,
Ha.
funny.
Humor in that movie did not work.
I hated that movie.
Kate McKinnon was the only good bit.
She was all right. Like
I wanted to like it, and I
I-
couldn't get on board.
I disqualify instantly any film where characters randomly start dancing together. I hate
What about Shrek?
Yeah, okay, that was a gimmick. This is like, oh, look how we're all bonding. Oh, let's just stop what we're doing and dance and sing and hug each other. And I don't like people.
So earlier this week, we saw Best Friends Volume 2, and also Karen and myself went and met with Greg Sestero and had a chat with him. You'll be able to read an article that goes over that interview, basically. Karen's transcribed it. We might put it up as an extra little thing, but we'll see how we go, really.
Yeah.
But, so the four of us saw it. Matt didn't make it. But it was nuts and fun, and what do you guys think? I loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had not seen Volume 1, so
Me neither. Yeah.
it was certainly something else. I was surprised at how much I liked it because it was just odd, but in a fun kind of way. I was really interested by all the characters, and I like the kind of the plot device of trying to open the safe and stuff like that. Like that was kind of like a nice little linchpin, and I liked how I don't know if they did this in the first one, but like the Flash's back and stuff. Of, where he was sort of handcuffed up and stuff, and then they flash back to the car.
They didn't have a framing device, but they did. The first one was a lot more surreal.
Yes, very surreal.
The first Best Friends
in comparison,
was, and also it was a lot more Tommy Wiseau heavy.
Yeah.
And gave a lot more. There was just random things that happened.
It was just a bit artsier and more surreal. It had a very was it? The soundtrack was what I'm trying to.
Yeah, it was synthy.
It was a synthy, sort of soundtrack. It was all like kind of not cityscapes, but Greg was walking through cities a lot.
It was very kind of LA Noire Drive.
Yeah,
like from everything that I've heard about the first one, it seems like it was a completely different film.
100%.
100%. The second one was a lot more streamlined, a lot more character driven.
Had a more consistent story.
Yeah. It was, the second one, I think he put it the best himself. The first one was an LA Noire, more cerebral kind of. It did have funny moments. It did have its own plot, but it was a lot more surreal and a lot darker in a sense. And then the second one was very much a Coen Brothers style desert trip film. And I think that he did really well writing that.
Oh, he did. Yeah. I mean, I do love how basically the guy who played the Uncle Rick. Uncle Rick,
just a dude named Rick.
Yeah.
Who was one of his actual friends was brilliant, and I do love what he said in the interview after the screening, where basically he had lines, he just didn't say any of them because Rick just came out with the best stuff.
Yeah,
I kind of liked that, what that did with his character as well. Like, it just made him a lot more stoic, or just like there for the ride. Like, like he was, I don't know.
He was. It's really strange as well because in the first one, everyone went for Tommy because everyone will always go for Tommy, to see what zany things he'll do or say or try and laugh at him or whatever. And it was really interesting that in the second one there was so much less Tommy, but he had this other character that really brought it. I thought that like he was by far the best part of it, and they knew that, so they spent a lot of time with him, and you didn't miss Tommy's antics really. Because he filled a different role, but it was interesting.
And for a dude that apparently hadn't acted in 30 years and was in some soap opera in the 80s, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Shit,
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
And apparently next they're doing a horror film with him, which I can't wait
Greg's
for.
writing,
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Is gonna be good.
It's kind of genius to like go from this Tommy Wiseau vehicle and then transition into this just Uncle Rick dude and be like, this guy's a guy now. I'm doing another film with him.
Yeah.
It's genius.
It is.
Ride the cult of personality.
Yeah, pretty much.
Crashes.
I feel like Greg Sestero is very good at that. I think he's become like quite adept at seeing the potential in like someone to just like make people fall in love with them.
He's a good businessman in a way.
Yeah,
He is. Because even when he was talking to me about the book, he said from the get-go he knew that it'd become a movie. He said that he wrote the book as a cinematic book.
He wanted to make it.
He wanted to make it a movie from the get-go. That was his goal. And he said, of course I was surprised when it got there, but I wanted it to happen. So, and also when he wrote the book, it did capture the voice of Tommy so well. That was the thing when I was reading the book. I just couldn't believe it. I was like reading more things that Tommy Wiseau would say, and he captured him so well and made him really likable as well, which when it's a man who doesn't give his crew water on set or doesn't know how to make a film and has all this money and you don't know where it is, it could easily be a bit creepy or you could see it. But he made him, you still love him by the end of the book. You understand him to a sense. You understand his motivations enough, but the mystery doesn't go away, and he balanced it really well.
Yeah.
And I think by finding these characters and finding Uncle Ricks of the world, it will be really cool to see. I want him to do more of that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because when we were speaking to him, I asked him if he was going to continue on that kind of route, and he said he definitely wants to continue on writing and producing. And I don't think he wants to act as much from the sound of it, from what he said.
Yeah, he said that
he did
wants
say
to write
writing and producing also. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is on for him? Like, did he say future projects other than the horror?
Just the horror.
Just the
emotions,
horror?
Okay,
yeah.
I was just curious, like, what else he's doing. Like, is he still doing his modelling stuff? Is he still doing, like...
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He could. He hasn't
could,
aged a day.
Yeah. Look at the man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he must be doing pretty well for himself.
Well, after the Disaster Artist movie as well, and he's traveling around with these two. He'll be finishing up that tour very soon, I would presume.
Yeah.
I think it hasn't gone to England yet, so that might be towards the end of it.
Yeah, because I think it's gone around America. And this is a very cult movie, Best Friends. And
Yeah, this is
not
like
many...
more cult than The Room is now.
Yeah, it's for fans of The Room who wanted to see them together again.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Really, because it doesn't really have that much of a wide release in cinemas or anything like that. But I think that he did a service to those fans because he didn't just try and recreate The Room.
Yeah.
He didn't just go, oh, let's put some funny jokes and make it really bad. Instead, he was like, no, I'm genuinely trying to make a good movie. It's bad shit, but I'm genuinely trying here. And it worked to me. I came out of it like, I actually enjoyed that. And I didn't enjoy it ironically. I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in the cinema was laughing at the right times too. You know, when you sometimes go in, you're like, oh, that joke didn't work, or that probably wasn't supposed to be funny, even if it was like crazy, inappropriate, or weird. Everyone was laughing at the same times, and it seemed right. Like we were laughing at the places that you're supposed to.
I don't think he minds if you're laughing at him or Tommy though.
Yeah.
And just at them in general. I generally don't think he minds because he knows where that laughter's coming from.
Because, people were losing their shit every time Tommy was just on screen.
Yeah,
It didn't matter
exactly.
what he was doing.
Yeah.
It factored into the story.
Yeah,
It's just-
I don't think he cares if you're laughing at them because he just knows that it's coming from like a place of love for them. At the same time, like when he was talking about testing and keeping in lines and stuff like that, like he was talking about, oh, they laughed at this point, and the thing is, the point he was talking about wasn't really a comedic point. It was just something that was so dumb, and it was funny, but he kept it in still because it made people laugh. So I don't think he really minds too much.
And I think he's such a cool dude to not... His pride never got in the way. Because as a young actor who ends up in the worst film of all time, you could quite easily slip into the realms of resentment or not wanting to do anything. But I think he understood probably quicker than a lot of the other actors in it that it was from a place of love and it was something actually great. Because he was saying that he wanted to... When he heard people liked The Room... That's when he decided to write The Disaster Artist because he was like, it's a great story and it's about friendship and it's a story I want to tell. And I think that it's a real testament to him to be able to go, yeah, I was in the worst film ever made. And this is the story behind it and this is what's so great about the fact that people love it so much.
Really embrace that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also understands Tommy. And I think he said in the interview with him that he knows how to write how Tommy thinks.
Yeah.
Which is just such a testament to their strange, odd, cute little friendship. And he doesn't hold any reservations about Tommy. He has said, like, oh no, that Tommy has restrictions and we knew he wouldn't show up on set, so I was in the night outfit. But it is from a genuine place of love. So I think that because it's not mean-spirited, it's actually quite a great thing to see.
My favourite thing he said in the interview, I don't want to give too much away, but I have to say, my favourite thing was when I asked him about the whole thing where Tommy says that he read it, was it 70 times? Read The Disaster Artist 70 times and liked it 50% of the time?
Yeah, he read it 12 times and liked it 50%.
Yeah. So that's a joke that's been going on for a long time that he said that. And then I asked Greg about that, and he goes, I don't think Tommy's even read it once. That joke's been going on since the book came out. And I was like, really? And he goes, no, genuinely, I don't think he's even read it once.
That is such a Tommy thing.
Yeah. I do think the film should have been called Best Friends because there is,
Friends. True.
you know, thingies,
Yeah.
parentheses around the R because it's friends and
Friends and
fiends.
fiends,
It
yeah.
should be friends. That's all I have to say about that.
Friends. Yeah. Fair. I was wondering what to call it. I've always called it Best Friends. But
It's
I've
Best
heard-
Friends,
Is it?
yeah.
Because I heard some people like, no, it's actually Best Fiends.
No,
the
that's
R
friends.
is
No,
silent.
that's
It's
lame.
like,
R is
yeah,
silent.
That is lame.
sure.
When we asked Greg about it, he was calling it Friends, so I would assume he would know.
Yeah, he wrote it.
The author.
Yeah.
Best Friends.
For some reason, the word friends makes me hungry.
Yeah, it does.
I think it just sounds adorable. Like, it just makes it all the more cute. Like, best friends.
We didn't talk about Tommy and that night outfit.
I love the fact that after the screening in the interview, he was saying that he thought that would be what Tommy thought a superhero was.
Yeah.
And then he shows it to Tommy and he's like, well, this is weird, but okay. I love that so much.
He's even like a Kevlar like suit with a knight's helmet on top.
It's so weird.
Being like stealthy around in the most unstealthy
You
way
can't
possible.
write like someone thinks 100% of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he said he also did it, because he knew that Tommy just wouldn't show up some days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he-
you need a costume that can be hidden. Oh, that's great. I love how he just works with him too. Like, he's just, again, he's such a patient and beautiful human that he's just like, yeah, this is what he's like, and I'm gonna still have Tommy in my movie because I want him to be, but also work around it. I don't know.
Yeah.
He just unflappable.
He seems very flexible and good at improvisation because so many of the elements of the movie that seemed inspired were just like, the night thing was something that was in his brother's house. And like one of the funniest lines in the film when the guy just like adds bitches at the end of his thing was just some random dude on the production crew who was just like, hey, maybe you could act. And then he improvised the line and it was the funniest thing in the film.
Yeah.
I think he's good at going with the flow. Like
Yeah.
that's his
Yeah.
real talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it was a detriment to him when he was in the room, but
Well, really, and he made a career out
It
of
all
it, so I
worked
can't
out.
feel too bad for him.
definitely.
Sometimes you need to fall flat on your face to realise that you don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Do we want to go into a bunker battle at all?
Yeah.
Or else Simon will have a heart attack.
We'll do it. All right.
So I'll do the little spiel while you think.
Yeah,
How's
I'll
that?
think.
So in the bunker battle, we decide between two pieces of media what should be kept in like a bunker after the world is destroyed. Karen's going to throw the two out when she thinks of them.
Okay. I am going to do 2 Netflix series. That's going to be the theme. And I am going to put forward Daredevil and Glow.
Tough.
Pretty easy for me.
What are you going to say?
Daredevil.
Daredevil?
I mean, I haven't watched Glow. I do like Alison.
I mean,
I do like Alison Brie, but I can get my Alison Brie fix on YouTube in a show called Hot Sluts. So that's fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Not
That
heard
was
of hot
easy.
sluts before.
It's tongue in cheek. She plays. I think she works at a strip club, but it's very overtly ridiculous. Like it's.
Alright.
I think a bouncer stabbed someone in the first 2 minutes. I can't remember that.
excellent.
Fun.
Is that like on the YouTube one?
Is it
like the
is it
I
red
can't
one?
remember what it was
Red?
actually on, but I did see it on like YouTube at
Cool.
one point.
That's cool. I would go Daredevil 2 for me. I really enjoyed Glow a lot, and I like Alison Brie as well, and I like that it was very different. It has a great plot, great actresses and actors. Season 2 of Daredevil was trash. And I haven't really enjoyed like the Defenders and stuff that came from Daredevil, but I think I now that I've watched season 3 and really, really enjoyed it, I think it's written really well. It's shot amazingly, and the stunt team is incredible as well, which I guess you could say about Glow too. But yeah, I would go Daredevil for that reason.
I'll probably go Glow, just in case Daredevil wins as a sweep. But I think that I'm thinking about what I'd prefer to rewatch. And Daredevil is great to watch for the first time, but Glow is full of so many great characters that they are people that I would actually want to spend more time with and watch again. Whereas with Daredevil, Matt Murdock in the second season makes me want to strangle him, and Elektra isn't that great, and Foggy sometimes just annoys me, and I find myself being slightly annoyed throughout at some of the characters. And I would say that with Glow that doesn't happen. Yeah. And if I was to have something in a bunker that I would have to rewatch, and it was one of a few things, I'd prefer to just watch them.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. If it wasn't for, I'm going to go with Glow, because if it wasn't for that second annoying ass season, I would have gone with Daredevil. But that second season is just... I mean, The Punisher for me is like the only good part of that season.
Yeah.
All of his scenes are excellent. And then everything with Matt is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'll go with Glow. Same reasons as Karen. It's just a fun show.
Yeah, I would say Glow is a more consistent show. It has more depth. But I'm going to go with Daredevil because season 3 was fucking crazy. That was so good. Like, Glow's great, but fucking Daredevil season 3. Holy shit, that 10-minute shot blew my face off. That's worth, like, several good episodes of drama television. That was just an achievement.
Yeah, fair. I knew Daredevil would win, that's why I was like, Glow doesn't deserve a sweep. I'll give it...
that's fair.
Points.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll give it some points.
A few of us were on the fence.
Yeah. Well, it was very even for me, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also teared up a little bit in that Glow episode with the
Which one?
the welfare queen.
Yeah.
And then her sons
Yeah.
and the thing,
Son.
watching her degrade herself.
Yeah.
Teared up a little bit.
Aww. Softy.
So why don't we call it there for today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So thanks for listening, and like and subscribe, all those things. We'll catch you next time. We're going to go watch some Spider-Man and do some Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
Web slinger.
Disney, give me money.